the mic. There we go. Unmuted now. We're live. You guys should be able to hear me now. Sorry, it took a little bit of time for me to get set up this evening. I had gone to work and just got off work and was getting everything set up for the stream tonight, getting the Sega Genesis Mini 2 set up with my computer to go live, and it looks like we're ready to go now. Try to be on time every night. Right at 8:30 was my start time. Tried to be live right then. It was about 5 minutes late, so I apologize, guys. But yeah, we're playing the Sega Genesis Mini 2 tonight. So let's take a look here. Here is the box. And what we can do here is make this screen bigger so you guys can see the box for this. But here it is, Sega Genesis Mini 2. And it's got a bunch of Sega games on it. 40 classic games. So let's go ahead and jump into this. I remember buying this back when it came out. You know, back when the mini systems were really popular. It started with the Super Nintendo, or no, the NES Mini. And then they went to the SNES Mini, and then they made the Sega Genesis Mini. And they made the Sega Mini 2, I've got that. And we also saw the PlayStation Classic last Wednesday night, or Tuesday night. Hey, Brooklyn Menace is here. Good to see you, Brooklyn Menace, as well as Israel Gaming, a member of the channel. He was telling me earlier, no audio. I appreciate you telling me that. Looks like I've got it fixed since then. And Brooklyn Menace says it's a great system full of awesome games. So let's jump into it, guys. Let's start playing some. You guys let me know if you can hear me all right. We'll start with Thunder Force 3. Looks like the audio, there may be a little bit of an audio delay. Yeah, there's a big audio delay. That's not good. It's always tough, you know, you get on live and like stuff doesn't work. Hello, mini gamers, Thumper Squid says. All right, so why is the audio so dang delayed right now? Maybe that's just for me. Let's do this. Since I have two mics, instead of wearing this dang headset, I'll just put a mic on the TV. I did that during that stream when I did Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and it did really well. So let's try that. Test, test, test. Okay, cool. Where's the speaker on this thing? All right, how's the music, guys? Because I'm not wearing headphones at all. I've just got a second mic sitting behind the TV so you guys can hear the same thing I'm hearing in real time. And hopefully that sounds pretty good. And I like it better than wearing the headset anyways. So you guys let me know, can you hear all right? I'm also going to get rid of this chair. This chair squeaks. Let me grab another chair. I'll be right back, guys. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I did not come prepared tonight. I just started setting up right when I got off work. But I should be ready to go now. All right, let's play Thunder Force 2. Or Thunder Force 3, Technosoft, 1990. So it looks like Jason's in the chat. Good to see you, Jason. E. Leo's in the chat. Ralphie, good to see you, Ralphie. Let me know if the audio sounds decent, guys, the way I've got this set up. Or do I need to make an adjustment? So this reminds me a lot of R-Type. Plays pretty good on this 3-button controller also. Not very good at it though. Elio saying he did open the Sega Mini 2 though, and I have the Sega Genesis Mini 2, and we're gonna play that next week. Feels pretty good on this D-pad. I've always liked the D-pad on this 3-button controller. I have the 6-button that I purchased for it, and then I got the Sega Genesis Mini 2, which came with the 6-button controller. So I've got those, but I enjoy the 3-button. This is a lot more forgiving than R-Type. Jason, I agree on the game audio. Jason saying it's all very clear, just cut audio by perhaps 30%. And are you saying should I cut my volume, like my voice down 30%? Or are we cutting the game volume down 30%? Because I can turn the game audio down. Jason, I agree on the game audio. Okay, so we'll just turn that down a little bit. And I can do that on here, actually. Okay, I see where the problem was. Now it should be much better. should be much better now. Let me know. Jason says, game audio, you sound perfect, but the game audio makes it more difficult to hear your commentary. Okay, well, let me know if it sounds better now. All right, so that was Thunder Force 3. You know, games like that are like R-Type, I really like to play those more so on the arcade than I do like on a console, on a TV. That just translates real well to the joystick buttons and not so much on this controller. So let's move on to Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. Israel Gaming says perfect, and Jason says there you go. Okay, and the reason that is I'm using 2 microphones. So I've got this microphone on my shirt. I've also got another microphone behind the TV, and I had the volume all the way up, the gain all the way up on that one behind the TV. I just lowered it as far as I could. So now you guys hearing me should sound better. Mike Hawkhurst is here. He says, hey, Biggie D, I love the Sega Genesis Mini. I bought the hack for it when it first came out, but I never installed it. Then the guy that released it got sent to prison by Nintendo. So you guys saw my PlayStation Classic. I hacked that, added a bunch of games to it. But these Sega Genesis Mini 2, I have not done any mods to, haven't added any games. I just want to keep these stock. I was a Nintendo guy growing up, and I never got the Genesis. So these are really special to me. Like I didn't get the NES Classic or the Mini or the SNES Mini because I already have those systems. I was thinking maybe I could jump on that mushroom. Evidently not. I guess you just have to jump over everything. Now there was a guy I watch who plays some of these retro games. His name is Patton Plays. And I noticed he was playing one of these Mickey games the other day for Nintendo, and it was a Magic Kingdom NES game. And man, that brought back some memories when I saw him playing that, because I remember that game very well. It was like Adventures of Magic Kingdom. So I guess the objective is just to get through this and get all those apples. Avoid these trees. Man, he's got a high jump. And it kind of lags when you're on those ropes. You guys see that? No! Evil Genius is here. Good to see you. Mickey Yoon's here. Andy's Game Room. Papa Brad's Gaming. Good to see Papa Brad in the chat. He's one of our members. He just hit 1 year. Andy's Game Room saying evening Biggie D. Mickey Yoon, what's up Biggie? I still have my original Sega and Sega CD. That's awesome. Evil Genius says, hey Jason, Brad, Biggie, good to see everyone. I watched Evil Genius's video today on his, dang it, I wonder why I can't grab that. But watched his video today on Godzilla. I thought it was pretty good. Looks like there's still some flipper lag with those tables. I heard tonight, I was watching Rascal's Basement Arcade, and he's saying that it's all hands on deck to get that flipper lag worked out. And all right, so it looks like there's a shot button. So let's try that this time. Papa Brad's Gaming says, I have been playing a lot of Bucky O'Hare. Happy birthday. Oh yeah, happy birthday, Papa Brad. Happy birthday, man. Andy's Game Room says my systems were Atari 2600 in the 70s and 80s, SNES after he got married, and Game Boy later on. No PS or Xbox. So it says there's a fire button, but I don't have anything to fire yet. I wonder if it's those apples. Yeah, it is. Okay. Can I kill the tree also? Okay, I can hit the mushrooms. Okay. Takes some getting used to the controls on this. Because you think it's like Mario, but it's not. It doesn't play as good as Mario. And you have to just land directly on top of those mushrooms for them to disappear, otherwise they hurt you. There we go. And I learned some new information tonight from Rascal. He works for At Games. And supposedly, guys, the reason we're getting all these tables, right? Like Godzilla vs. Kong this month, or last month. We're going to get Jurassic World this month. The reason we're getting those tables when there is still flipper lag is not by choice. It kind of sounds like if At Games had a choice in the matter, they wouldn't be releasing these games right now. The reason they're releasing them with flipper lag is under their contracts. Contractually, they have to release them under a certain time frame. Otherwise, they have to go back to whoever owns that and then ask them for a new date. And if that happens, they can push that out, year, 2 years. So At Games doesn't want to not release the games, risking that being delayed, way far out. So they're just releasing them on schedule, even with the flipper lag. And that's just because they're in that predicament right now. They don't really have another way to do it. So I thought that was interesting. So all the titles we see on that press release will get released on time, it's looking like. Jason says he loved playing the Castle of Illusion. Good to see you, Brad. Howdy at Evil Genius Entertainment. Evil Genius Entertainment says, yo, Jason, hope the week's been treating you right. Papa Brad says Super Mario set the bar for really high for platformers. Absolutely, it did. Mickey saying how he misses the platformers. Evil Genius says, mostly looking forward to at this point. Plus, it's been a hot summer. Bring on fall. I know it gets cold up where Evil Genius is at. I've seen some pictures of his shed just covered in snow. Mickey Yoon says, it's been quite a while since pre-orders weren't delivered. They got to get this flipper lag patched. I think we're in 8 months now. Yeah, they came out. When did they come out initially? They were announced in like September. We saw them at Pinball Expo in October, and then I think they shipped like right around the first of the year. So we're almost at 9 months now since it released. It's crazy to think it's been that long. Feels like it just came out. Okay, there's the exit right there. Nice. Jason says you have to renegotiate with them sometimes, multiple parties on a particular IP, and it can't take many months to agree on a new date. January for the most part. January, I think, was when they first shipped. Brad can tell us because he was one of the first to get one. I think I need to go up on that tree ledge up there. Man, he's got a long, high jump. It is pretty fun though, even though like the play style is way different than like what you expect with like Mario. Much slower, but it is fun. And I'm sure games like this have like good stories, good endings. Disney was always good at that. I used to love the Daffy Duck. Those were some of my favorites. All right, so let's jump. We're just gonna roll through all these games tonight. Strider. This is an arcade classic. So these arcade games that we know very well, we'll just play for a little bit so you guys can see how different it is from the arcade ROM. Jason says, we're seeing Mickey Mouse vanish on screen in some cases. Does this happen to you on your end too, Biggie D? Could be an issue with the emulation. I'm wondering why that's happening. No, I mean, I have part of it cut off because there are black bars on the side, and I cut that off so you guys wouldn't have to see it. But I'm seeing everything you guys are seeing right now. To exact. So that might be an emulation issue. Yeah, and there's no lag between the video you're seeing and the video I'm seeing. I could actually play it off my computer if I wanted. This is a game I've never beat. I have it on my Final Fight arcade one up, and I never beat it. I've gotten really far. There's like a part where I'm fighting like some dogs or wolves or something, and I'm in the snow. I think that's the farthest I've gotten. So I got 1 bar out of 3 left. All right, so you guys saw that one. Since this is an arcade ROM, I'd probably rather play that on my Final Fight than on here. Now Sonic, this is a classic. This is like, everyone loves Sonic the Hedgehog. Papa Brad, capture card. Yeah, so my capture card's doing a good job tonight. I mean, the signal is like exact to what I'm seeing on the screen right now. Jason's saying he found that he was getting Strider for Christmas. Parents were out. I played it for 2 hours and then put it back, and they never knew. Andy's saying I've got to hit the hay. Good night, everyone. Good to see you, Andy. Have a good night. Biggie, out of all your devices, what would you say gets the most game time or most gameplay? Right now, I'd have to say it's my Nintendo Switch. But I would say normally, under normal circumstances, it's probably my PC hooked up to my Legends Ultimate. I was having a real good time playing pinball on my Legends Ultimate using Steam, OTG. But you know, you play something for so long and it's like you got to give yourself a break. I heard Nick say this on one of his gameplay live streams because I was asking him, you know, why haven't you been playing pinball lately? And he said, well, you got to mix it up. You know, you can't get too much of one thing. And I kind of listened to that, and I've been doing that. I've been playing all my games, right? Rather than just sitting on one machine most of the time. I've been wanting to play everything. A lot of stuff I haven't played in a long time, like the PlayStation Classic last week and the Sega Genesis this week, and my Switch a lot the last couple weeks. Just trying to play stuff that has been neglected and I haven't really given a lot of time to lately. Picking this stuff back up. This was such a great game. And then out of the ones that were on the Sega Genesis, I had a lot of fun with this one, but Sonic 2, when they had Tails and they introduced him, that just made it so much better. Papa Brad's Gaming says, I can never play games from my streaming screen, way too much lag. So like, if I wanted to play, Brad, from my streaming screen right now, I bet I could do it. Let's try it out. I won't even look over here. We'll see how well I do. Maybe there is a little lag now that I tried that. Not much, but enough to throw me off. Yeah, that's kind of tough. Especially when you're moving fast. All right, I'm going back to the TV. You were right. All right, you guys remember this? Let's see if I can do it. How do you do it again? Was that Sonic 2 that started that? Where you can press down and you can... Or do I need to have a... like I gotta get some speed, right? There's only 3 buttons. How do I make them spin again? I've forgotten how to make them spin. Maybe that started in Sonic 2. All right, here's Dr. Robotnik, first boss. Oh, give me a ring. There we go. Mickey Yoon says he actually preferred playing Knuckles over Sonic. Israel Gaming, he's saying can't wait to do the same with a Sega Genesis Intech gaming mod for another cab. That'd be pretty cool. Can you even buy a Sega Mini anymore? I think you can, Evil Genius. I actually Googled it today because I wanted like some images for the thumbnail. And I think I caught that Walmart has them still. I don't know how much they are. But yeah, I think Jason confirmed it for us, said that they are for sale, so. And I think you can still get a PlayStation Classic also. I saw those. Now, one thing you can't get is an NES Mini or an SNES Mini. Those are like impossible to find unless you're gonna pay a high price. And they're definitely not going to be new. The Mini 2 might be harder to find. I remember when I ordered the Mini 2, it came from Japan, like through Amazon. So, but the one we're playing tonight, it was available everywhere. I remember this game very well. We get to the water at some point. I don't think it's this level, where you gotta hold your breath underwater. I think that's the next level. No. Thank goodness they allow you, as long as you have rings, you can take damage. Jason says Amazon as well. Checking Wally World now. That's where I saw it earlier today. Mike Huckert says, I got both versions of the Genesis 2. Amazon Japan carried the Mega Drive version. Both US and Japan versions shipped exclusively from Japan. Yeah, I remember that. I kind of feel bad too, because my Mini 2, they delivered it, right? But the person who delivered it from Amazon put it on at my last apartment, I had a patio. And they put it on my patio, and I couldn't find it by my front door. So I called Amazon, and it was like, I can't find it anywhere. And they're like, have you checked everywhere? I was like, yes, it's not out there. And they ended up refunding me like the 80, 90 bucks I paid for it. And then right after I got off the call, I went out on my patio, and it was sitting there. I felt so bad. And I was like, maybe I should call back, but I never did. I think Amazon allows like a certain number of those before it like becomes a problem, but like I'm sure you can't do that very often. I noticed too, you know, it ended up coming back to bite me, because now when I get shipments that are expensive, like they're valued at like $100 or more, I have to sign for it, and they send me a code by email. And I have to tell the Amazon guy what the code is. So maybe I ended up hurting me in the long run, because now I gotta have that. Or that may have been something that Amazon just added for everyone. Mickey Yoon says, Biggie D, you've finished your Breath of the Wild yet? Breath of the Wild I have. Yeah, I've finished Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom I have not, though. I'm very far in Tears of the Kingdom. I've unlocked like the entire map almost. Both the level, you know, the world plus the cloud world above it. All right, Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, a lot of fun. I could play that all night. But just to show off the games for the stream tonight, I'm going to be moving on to games. Unlike Genesis 1 Mini, which was everywhere, Mike Hawkert says, the funny thing with the original Genesis Mini is my local Target put it out the final version of the At Games Genesis, the one that actually corrected a lot of the issues on the older versions, got it same day. I'd forgotten that At Games used to do Genesis consoles. Forgot that. All right, so Toe Jam and Earl. This was a great game. My friend had this game. I used to go over to his house and play it. Man, looking back at this though, I used to think these graphics were amazing. They're pretty bad now. Mickey Yoon says, I've never had to give a code to Amazon for delivery. Okay, so then when that happened, that's when they started making sure I had a code. He also says, wow, Echo the Dolphin, I remember that game. Sega Genesis was Mickey's first console. All right, so this is the map we need to unlock. So how do we, oh, I'm unlocking these. Bonus, hit, high tops. Super high tops. Oh, there's a boombox. The boombox makes the aliens dance, right? So you can move around. I don't think there's anything out here. Earl's on vacation. Toe Jam is a wiener. So they had that long little stretch there, and there was nothing at the end of it. Pick up this here. I forgot, you know, should I be opening these right now or saving them? Uh-oh. See, and they're pretty fast, so you gotta kind of keep your distance, I think. Got some French fries. Am I just supposed to get all of the gifts? Here's another elevator. I don't think that's the elevator I came in. See where this takes me. Evil Genius says, are there any CD games on here? My brother had Sewer Shark, which is great. So that would be the Sega Mini 2, Evil Genius. It had the Sega CD games, but this did not. This just has 40 Genesis games. No 32X either. Mike Hawkert says, At Games was originally announced to be the producer of the Genesis Mini, but then there was a public outcry and Sega went in a different direction. That was when At Games focused on arcade products. Interesting, never knew that. So Genesis actually did these minis, I thought. But they were gonna, I guess, use At Games originally. I'm glad they didn't, because they did a really good job on these. And I don't know if At Games could have done as good of a job. Because At Games had already developed several Genesis HDMI consoles and they were considered very low quality. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think those were that great. I ended up not actually even buying one. I'm happy I never did. So this is just like a very long game, it feels like. Because like I'm collecting all this stuff. And I can even buy packages. Let's look. Can we see the map again? There it is. Maybe I'm supposed to stay on that road. Mike is also saying that was right after Nintendo had really done a nice job with the classic minis, so there was pressure on Sega to do something more polished. Yeah, I think they did an excellent job with these consoles. No complaints. Oh, here's a hula girl. Oh, I can just dance with her. All right, so that's Toe Jam and Earl, guys. Let's move on. I'm gonna try and turn the volume up a little on this TV too, so you guys can hear it a little better. All right, Wonder Boy in Monster World. Let's check this out. Jason says, back in the day, we generally had patience and took the time to go through the entire game because we generally didn't have our parents buying us dozens of these carts, B-days and holidays mostly. That is true. Monster World was once a peaceful region. I think this is going to be like an RPG game. Never played this. Okay, can I leave? There's a door. Okay. Best Monster Boy is part 3, Dragon's Trap, Jason's saying. I've never played any of them. Jason was also talking about these carts back in the day. We had to go through the entire game. See, it was a little different for me when I was a kid. I'd go to my grandparents and they would take me to the local video store and we would play like all the games. Like we'd rent 2 or 3 games at a time, play those for a couple days, then go back to the video store, get a couple more games. So I was able to play everything as long as I went to my grandfather's house. And he had an NES, and then eventually he got the Super Nintendo. Man, we played that a lot. So you guys get the idea of this game. Basically just going to go through these levels and a bunch of dialogue to read. So we'll jump out of that and go to the next one. Go to, what is this? Alicia Dragon. Or Dragoon. Alicia Dragoon. Mike says he really loves the original Wonder Boy. Mickey says, and the only way to buy them back in the day was to go to Toys R Us or somewhere. Jason says, best Monster Boy was Part 3 Dragon's Trap. I'll have to check that out. Mike Hawkhurts also says, the original was the only one I owned until the modern collections released. Evil Genius says, I grew up on Pong and the 2600, so the Genesis was mind-blowing to him. And Elio saying, you saying that I still remember the smell of Toys R Us? I do. They used to have great, like for video games though, they used to have a great selection of video games. I remember that very well. I used to love their ads that had all the games in it. Evil Genius says, had Doom for the 32X. I remember that. I had the 32X. And my favorite game for that was probably Virtua Fighter. But that Doom was really good too. All right, so I'm playing. I'm not liking this game though. I don't know if it's like the look of it or what. I'm just not enjoying this. You know, some of these games they just kind of threw in here, I thought, to get as many games on here as possible. Like that one, I probably won't ever play that often. Kid Chameleon, I remember this game very well. I had a friend who had this game, and I loved how you could change characters and like morph into other characters. Jason saying, Genesis had a huge kiosk display at Macy's, and I got to try it out for the very first time. I don't remember that Macy's having that. But I know that they were everywhere back then. Mickey saying, gonna play some Switch before bed, guys. Good seeing everyone. Good to see you, Mickey Yoon. Have a good night. Enjoy the Switch. Evil Genius saying, oh yeah, I had the Virtual Fighter 2. That was a great game. It looked really good. It was a big upgrade from the Genesis to the 32X, I thought. And Jason saying he got the original Altered Beast system, and the first two games I bought, I think were Ghouls and Ghosts and Golden Axe. Mickey U's waving us by. See you later, Mickey. All right, Kid Chameleon from 1992. This game I remember very well. It's a little bit of a rip-off of Mario with these boxes that we're jumping and getting stuff out of. Okay, cool. I can kill those dragons by just jumping on them. Ah. Here we go. So now we're at night. How's the game audio, guys? Can you hear it? Because I feel like I can barely hear it. Mike Hawkert says, I got the Sonic pack in Genesis. My cousin had Genesis since it launched and got me hooked on all the sports games. Genesis was the sports game like console back in the day. They had the best sports games over Nintendo. And Jason's saying, even Abraham and Strauss department store had a Genesis kiosk. That store vanished in the 90s. And Mike says, sadly, the original sports games didn't make the cut for the minis because they didn't have the license. Oh, for like Joe Montana, I remember that game very well. And wasn't there like an NCAA football for the Genesis also? Now we're a samurai. I think that's a large part of why I enjoyed this game, was just like seeing what all you could become. Like, what characters do you change into? And I have the sword now. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is fun. This is like one of those games I'd like to sit down and play all the way through if I could. It's hard to find time to play video games, and it's like, if I want to beat this all the way through, it's hard to do that because maybe I want to go play the Switch or something newer. But a lot of these older retro games, they weren't very long. Like, you could beat them pretty quickly if they're not too hard. Do I have to kill this guy? Oh, there we go. You know, this game is a lot of fun, but think about its competition. You know, its competition was Super Nintendo World. Or Super Mario World, you know. Just really stiff competition when you try to compare those games. Ah. And just the way this game plays, it's like it's not as precise, I would say, as like Super Mario World was. Like, Super Mario World was just like the perfect game. There wasn't a complaint you could find about that game. Where this game, it's like the controls just don't feel as tight to me. I'm just a little off. Nobody beat the Wiz, beat Newmark and Lewis. Evil Genius says, oh yeah, KB was great. KB Toys. Forgot about them. Was KB Toys and Toys R Us, they were owned by the same company, right? Or are they two different companies? Mike says, then the Wiz got beaten finally by Circuit City and Best Buy. I forgot about Circuit City. I used to love going to Circuit City. Jason says, if the original plans worked out, we would have all been playing Super Popeye World. Thank goodness Mario was the decision they went with. All right, so now we're changing into a rhino with a football helmet. What a cool game. They were definitely trying stuff back then with this game. This is one of the games I wanted my parents to get me, and they just would never buy me the Genesis. They're like, no, you can play Nintendo, that's enough. Where do I go now? This is where I just came from. How do you get up when there's none of those bouncy things? What am I missing? Oh, there's the Garage Gamer. Good to see Garage Gamer. He says Circuit City was cool, but the salespeople were all on commission, so they would always try to upsell you. And Mike says, yeah, I went to Circuit City for a new TV and left with a mop and an oven mitt. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I remember when Circuit City finally died, like they finally went out of business. It was really sad, and it was a big deal. And everything went on clearance. They were running like end of business clearance deals on everything. All right, so we'll jump out of that because I don't know where to go at that one point, and I don't want to make you guys wait. It looks like I had some saves though on this, like I'd been playing it. Looks like I may have gotten farther tonight than I did originally. So the menu, so there's a menu system. So let's go to settings. I want to turn this music off on the menu. Can I do that? Got screen settings, wallpaper settings. It doesn't look like I can turn off the menu music. One thing I will say is this D-pad is super sensitive. See, like, I'll just press 1 over, but sometimes I press 1 over and it goes 2 over. That's how sensitive it is. All right, so Super Fantasy Zone is next. This game was definitely a throw-in game. I remember watching the reviews on this when it came out, and everyone, I think, agreed this was just kind of a throw-in. Sunsoft 92. Jason's saying, LOL, you can't play just Nintendo. That's like your mom telling you you're on the way home from school. We have McDonald's at home. Tony C says, anyone remember Good Guys Home Audio? I don't remember Good Guys. And Garage Gamer goes, did you guys have an Incredible Universe? I don't remember Incredible Universe either. Yeah, this game is, it's not that fun. But I'll play it one more time. give it a good try here. It's like I feel like I can just get to the end by avoiding everybody. No? Oh man. I have a bomb. Okay. So there, you guys got an idea. You got your score, you got money. Somehow you collect gold. I don't know what all that's about if you like spin that. Jump out of there. Ralphie's saying he had the pleasure of working at KB Toys. We had way too many toys to stock up on. It flowed over the floor, overflowed the floor. Here we go, Sonic 2. Glad they threw Sonic 2 on this. You know, they threw Sonic 1, you would think they would have held Sonic 2 for their next console, but they went ahead and put it on there. Mike says the company that owns Circuit City right now had plans to open retail stores, but they are currently operating as just a website with clearance items at full price. Garage Gamer says Incredible Universe was awesome. They actually turned into fries here, but wasn't the same. And they had an area for consoles, audio, video, computer software built into McDonald's. So you guys saw there in the attract mode how it had two screens where it was split right down the middle. It used to be you could play two-player, but you'd have your own screen rather than playing together. If you guys remember that. So Sonic 1 was a game that I played a lot, but I played more of Sonic 2. So I was trying to do that spin earlier, right? Can I do it in this one? Yes, I can. So I guess that started in Sonic 2. Ralphie says, believe it or not, but back in '89, he met Eazy-E at Toys R Us. And Mike says if KB had survived, it likely would have adapted to the times and been very similar store today that we see in Five Below. That's a good point. I went into Five Below recently, looked around. They got a bunch of cool stuff there. I'm just not much of like an in-store shopper. I do most of my shopping online. I just feel like I can get more done shopping online than I can like in the store. I feel like I waste a lot of time looking around. But every once in a while you want to go into the store. Like especially if you're buying something like a TV where you have to see it and you want to compare it to like other TVs. I just haven't bought a TV in so long. But even then, like today, I feel like if I found a TV at the store, I'd probably still go home and try to look at it online and see if I could find a better deal somewhere else. Yeah, this game I remember very well, just breezing through this one. Ralphie says, I was 13 and I still taller than Eazy-E, LMAO. And Jason says, yep, mixed with the Ollies. Oh, Ollies, having arcade one up. That's when I had first heard about them. We don't have any of those around here. This game was so fast back in the day. It like felt like it. It was like mind-blowing how fast Sonic would run. And it was a pretty big achievement that they could do all this without any like frame rate dips or lag. I used to love these tubes. Yeah, always looking for a deal, Jason, always. Even P-Dubs gave me a hard time last night on his show. I did ask for like a little bit off because there was a scratch. And, you know, that's just how I am. I'm always looking for a better deal. But he made it sound like he went above and beyond to bring it to my apartment, where I would have easily gone to him if, you know, if that was an option. He was like, no, I'm bringing it to you. I didn't get the option. I would have actually rather gone to him, seen it first, and then negotiated. But he brought it to me, and I didn't know about the scratch till after he brought it here. But he made a good point. He's like, these are toys. He goes, they're gonna take some wear and tear. You know, it's not a big deal. Doesn't affect the game or the gameplay. And I think the scratch that I was seeing was on the screen. It wasn't the bezel, it was the actual screen had a scratch on it. And I ended up replacing the screen this week, so it's not even, it doesn't even bother me at all now. But really it didn't affect the game. The scratch was so small, when you had the screen on, you couldn't see it. It was just, you could see it when it was off. And I don't know why the screen was scratched, like if P-Dubs was going in there and doing something with it, or if that came from the factory that way. I would almost think it came from the factory that way, because I don't think P-Dubs did any mods to the screen, or even took that plexiglass overlay off. I remember this part with the water. You've got to be quick here. And you lose power too, like momentum when you're underwater. And see how he even jumps slower? But he can hold his breath pretty long. There we go. You saw had 5 seconds left to get out of the water. No! Now I gotta start over. Always did not like that. Jason's saying I'll give it a whirl. I'm not caught up on the chat, so I'll have to read that here in a second. 4, 3, 2. I'm not gonna make it. And he died. Mike is saying, so right now you need to be getting a $100 allowance from your parents to be collecting any current action figures. The stores are all geared for our ages as collectors, it seems. Tony C says, I ordered a 65-inch Vizio TV from Walmart and they delivered it from the store to me. It was great. So you guys can see I've been playing this game a lot. This game has gotten a lot of game time. All my saves here. I don't know which one's the farthest along. I think save 3 is. So let's get into save 3 here. You know, back in the day, we couldn't save our games. So we would have to beat them, right? All the way through. Otherwise, we'd have to start over. But the Sega Genesis Mini allows you to save. Jason's saying, you guys see the new Coke Oreo collaboration? I haven't, but I'll be interested to see that. On September 9th, you can check out the Oreo Coca-Cola sandwich cookies and Coca-Cola Zero Sugar soda. Okay. I love Coke Zero, so I'll be checking it out. And Evil Genius is talking about how this level was tough. You guys may, if you know this game well, you may know how far I am right now. There was a point where I was actually trying to beat this game. And I think I'm pretty far. Remember, you got to get under these fans. Oh man, and they do that to you? Everything's falling apart. No, I'm out of rings. I don't like being Sonic and not having any rings. Oh no. All right, moving along now. That'd be cool if I could beat this. I don't think I've ever beaten this level. Come back down. No. I shouldn't have done that, I don't think. No. This is tough. Dang it. I think I was pretty far there. At least I got the save point. There we go. See, I wanted to get up there. I don't think this is the route you want to go. Now, talking about games that can compete with Mario, this game could compete. I think too what made this so great was it was so different than Mario, and like how, you know, fast the game moved. It was like offering something really different. So this is like one of those stages too. It's kind of like a maze. Like you can't just go through it. You gotta like find your way through it. I'll just wait. There we go, beat it. Sega does what Nintendo don't. I remember those commercials. Where they're codes for some games. Yeah, I remember the Game Genie. I don't know if the Game Genie was still around though on the 16-bit consoles. I don't remember them being that popular. But there should be some codes. Probably should save my progress here. So how do I do that? Do I do that after I die, or? I can't remember how to save my progress. If I hold down the start button for a few seconds, it'll take me to the main menu. We'll just keep going. No, 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 get off those. Get that ring. There we go. So you can get in this water. You just can't, you gotta keep jumping or it'll suck you in. Tells is helping me out a little there. Just a little too impatient there. You gotta time these just right. See how that one's taken off like almost immediately? Maybe I can get up to that platform, yeah. Nope. This one's gonna be hard. Dang it. Knew I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, the Immortal, I think that had codes you could punch in. Sonic 2 had codes like level select. I didn't know that. You can access these from the Genesis Cart sound menu option. And Mike says, so where is everyone at with the 4KP? I'm all about buying one this year like the SSF kit pre-installed, but waiting till at least October to pull the trigger. So unless something incredible happens and they offer an even better deal than they're offering right now, I won't do it. I feel like if they can get it to 1,000, or give us free shipping on that premium starter, so it's like 1,100 out the door with shipping, I'll do it. And even though I'm probably not ready to do it right now, I'll do it. Just because that's the amount that I'm willing to pay. But otherwise I'm gonna wait till like, you know, Black Friday, Christmas time, and just hopefully they'll offer better deals then. Sounded like from PD7's video, because I've been following him and his purchasing of the 4KP pinball. He's looking like he's gonna wait till like Black Friday. Plus we have that trip coming up in October to Chicago. So I really just need to kind of save my money right now. Enjoy the stuff I have. You know, I've got plenty of stuff to play here already. There's no reason for me to rush into the pinball. It's always going to be there when I'm ready to buy it. And they're working out a lot of issues right now. So I'm not really missing out on all that much. Other than the content I could be making, you know, I could be making videos and stuff like that with it. Okay, there's a little ledge right there. That's where I was missing. See that? See how easy that is? Yeah, so just trying to remember how old these systems are. I think they're coming up on 4 years this system's been out now. All right, oh man, I was moving around with no rings. When you have no rings, you definitely need to be paying attention to everything you're doing. You can't be moving too fast when you don't have rings. See, like right now, I've got 0. I've got to be extra careful. Now I'm back to 0. Game over. Jason's saying I was in the same place as you, Mike, getting one as soon as I see a skin he wants. A lot of people are waiting for just the right skin, and I feel like it's going to be a while before we get a new skin. I think they're going to fix the flipper lag first, and then we get a new skin. That, if I had to, you know, predict this, that's what I would say. Also a big factor, what if they come out with a theme or skin that blows you away? Yeah, wouldn't that be a bummer? Like you buy one and then the next week they announce like some amazing skin that you've always wanted, like Star Wars or Indiana Jones or something like that. Jason's saying I wouldn't count on a 4KP plus SSF kit being any lower than the previous 1750 cell. If they go lower on the pinball, they're competing with their new lower price tier. It's always going to be 200 plus more. Yeah, that's a good point. The lower tier makes things more predictable in that, you know, the prices might not come down on the, what do they call that, the standard. Steps is here. Good to see you, Steps. At Games is out of her budget. Do you use the 3 button or the 6 button? So I have the 6 button controller, but I'm currently using the 3 because this one only had one game on it that used the 6 button, and that was the Eternal Champions. All right, Echo the Dolphin. And it's hard to decide between the 6 and 3 button which one I like better. Obviously I like having more buttons, but I do love the feel of this controller. Such an amazing controller. You know, some people thought it was too big for your hand, but I guess I have bigger hands because I think it fits my hand perfect. I always thought Echo the Dolphin was a cool idea, but I never really liked the games. Sling to the shelled ones and they will heal your wounds. Okay. The marks on your head look like stars in the sky. I don't yet know what my objective is here, other than swimming around trying to find things to sing to. How high in the sky can you fly? Well, let's see. Charge small fish to feed and gain strength. Okay. So this is just like a tutorial at the beginning. The marks on, okay. Let's see if we can feed. Those fish aren't doing anything. Oh, okay, I think I know how to get through that part now. Just do that charge. All right. You can swim fast. All right, what was that? Oh, I think I just ate one. Okay, you charge at them and then you can eat them. Okay. Maybe I just need to eat all the fish. Did you guys like Echo the Dolphin? Was this a game that you guys enjoyed playing? It never really hit with me. I know they had a Sega CD version of this game. What's this thing? I mean, the graphics are cool, and it's cool swimming around, jumping out of the water. But like right now, I want to be doing something, and I don't feel like I am. So we'll jump out of Echo the Dolphin. Tony C's here. He says P-Dubs loves Echo the Dolphin. It's his favorite. No Street Fighter on this Mini, Evil Genius. I don't think this one has it. It's Street Fighter is on the Mini too, though, I think. Yeah, so the only 6-button game on this console is Eternal Champions. And then Street Fighter, oh no, it does have Street Fighter. There it is, Special Edition. Special Champion Edition. We'll get into that. I'm not in any rush to get off live tonight. Step says, Street Fighter, you have to press the start button to cycle between punches and kicks. Okay, so there's more than just Eternal Champions. You need the 6-button for Street Fighter also. Good thing I have one. Echo needs a good fatality. Evil Genius, all right lads, off to play some pinball. Have a great night, y'all. Good to see you, Evil Genius. Have a good night. Let me know when you want to come on a live stream. I've been trying to reach out to you to get you on as a special guest. So you let me know when you can make it. Jason saying graphics were nice. It was sort of fun to explore, but not a lot of replayability. Afterburner, that was a great one. We're playing Road Rash now. Man, these graphics, they look so dated now. When this was such a cool game back in the day, because we would like punch people. It's like back then you could put violence in a game and it would become popular. It didn't even have to really be that great of a game. And that was back when like the government ran video games. And like you couldn't have any violence in video games at all. I think I knocked him off his bike. Oh! Almost got ran over. There's no sound effects on the motorcycle at all, except for that little swoosh. Oh! Get back on your bike. Oh, he's got a chain. Ah, I can avoid the ones coming at me. It's like the ones that I'm coming up on behind them is the ones I have trouble with. I was doing good there for a little bit. Now I'm in 7th place. It's like if you fall off once, you go way back. Caught some air there. Ooh. Get out of my way. Got 4th place. Road Rash was fun. All the memories, Israel Gaming says. And Mike says Road Rash 2 is a top 5 Genesis game for me. I slightly prefer Skitchen, which ran off same engine. Okay, Skitchen I've heard really good things about, and I've never played it. But I've heard a lot of really good things. So we got a bike shop. We can change our tracks even. Here's what we got. We got Alaska, Tennessee, Vermont, Arizona, and Hawaii. Pretty cool. That must have been Arizona we were just on, right? Now we're in the jungle with volcanoes. That's got to be Hawaii. All right, so we'll jump out of that. That's a fun one though. And now we're getting into some really good ones, guys. Streets of Rage 2. Talk about a classic game that holds up today. Still, this game, it still looks and plays great today. Israel Gaming says Zombies Ate My Neighbors is my all-time favorite Sega Genesis game. Never played Zombie Ate My Neighbors, but I've heard really good things about it. Now this is one of those games that I played a lot of too. So you guys can see my save points here. And I think the farthest I've gotten is save 3. So let's load that. I'm pretty far here, guys. And see how I have like no life? So that's why I saved there. I'm gonna definitely have to go back a little farther. Man, that sucks. I remember I was trying, I saved with too little life. Let's see if I can beat these guys. Try that again. Oh yeah, there's no way. No way. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back 1. I think save 2 is my next one. Now, I have no life here either. But I have 2 lives at least left. Man, you gotta be on top of your game at this point. It's tough. These guys are kicking my ass. Let's try that again. Man, he's got ninja stars. That's cheating. Man, this is tough. I can't believe I'd gotten this far. Let's give that another try. Getting into the menu is kind of a chore. You have to hold the start button for 3 seconds. This might be my favorite game on this Mini. When I'd gotten this Mini, it was around the time I'd got my Final Fight cabinet, and I was just like sucked into this game. But you can see how far I am and how tough it is. Let's load this save one. Yeah, what happened is I just got so far, and I just didn't have enough lives, and now I'm like, those saves don't really matter anymore because I can't get past that point. So this is Streets of Rage 2. I think every Streets of Rage is good, all three of them. And then of course the new one, the Streets of Rage 4 for modern consoles is a lot of fun. Gotta get these guys off their motorcycles, they're just running me over. Man, I cannot get this guy. Jeez, I guess I'm gonna have to jump and kick him. Man, frustrating when you can't. Okay, I gotta use my special move on him. It is very slow though, like just walking around on these stages, he just moves so slow. Here they come. Give me that pipe. Had good music in this game. You know, we had Retro Ralph on the show as a guest. I think this is his favorite game, Streets of Rage. This Max character, he's strong, but he sure is slow. All right, so we're at the boss Jet. And as slow as Max is, I feel like I might have trouble with this guy. There we go. Come here, Jet. You gotta like jump at the right time. Like when he's swooping down, that's when you jump and attack. You can see my hits aren't doing much damage to him either, so it's gonna take a lot of hits to kill him. Well, I got half his life down. He's getting more aggressive now. Oh, I thought that was me. That was him doing that. Come here. All right. Got him. Ralphie says, I'm having flashbacks of being at an underground rave. Israel Gaming says, Max is strong but slow, Biggie D. You should have used Axel. I love Axel. He's my guy. Mike Hawkert says, one of my favorite things on the Sega Astro Mini is the music mode, just listening to the old classic Sega arcade tracks. Yeah, the best music. Fun to listen to just these sounds. You know, you don't hear this on games anymore. The Skater Kid is pretty fast too. The Skater Kid's, is that Streets of Rage 3 or 2? I can't remember. I was using a light here for some lighting on me, but it just went out. Jason saying, I remember playing DJ Boy a lot. I think Axel was the perfect balance in speed and strength. That boss was with his Rocketeer looking ass. All right, so let's save our progress with Max there. And I'm going to use this spot over here. But like, you see I have 113,000 points, or 131,000, right? I want to see on my other save here how many points I had, because that'll kind of tell me how far along I am. 339,000 points here. But like, I have no life, I have, you know, my life is almost gone, and I have no extra lives. If I could just get through this part and get an apple or something. Look, the Magic Kingdom LMAO. It's on 2, I believe. Okay, so on 2 you can get, let's try it out. I'm curious I'm curious to see who you can choose from. I thought the skater guy was in Streets of Rage 3. But let's check it out and see. Yeah, definitely hit the like button, guys, if you're watching or just, you know, checking in, coming to say hi. Just hit the like button before you leave. All right, so let's start a new game. Let's see who we have to choose from. Oh, you were right. Skate. Yeah, he's probably my least favorite of the three characters. He is fast on the skates, though. I don't think he has a lot of power. But he is quick. You can get around. I could do a whole stream of Streets of Rage, guys. This game is amazing. So now we're going to World of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, 1992. So these games are, I think, in order by the year that they were made. So we're starting from the oldest game to the newest games on the Genesis. Israel Gaming always hits the like button. Thank you, I appreciate that. It definitely helps the algorithm and getting more people to see these videos so more people join us. All right, let's play this. Let's see if I have any saves on this game. Looked like I had one, but it was very early in the game. So not much experience with this one. They're still hitting me even though I'm like doing this little blanket thing. Disney games were so strange. Like, why am I using cards for my life? All right, how do I get up here? Why can I not? Okay, there we go. But you know, like after playing Sonic the Hedgehog, and then you go to play this, it's just not on the same level. These games, I think, existed because parents didn't want to buy their kids games that they didn't think were, you know, kid appropriate, but Mickey was always, you know, appropriate for anyone. So these sold well, even though they weren't the best games. So how do I make the leaf go higher? Much respect for what you do for the community, Biggie D, and entertaining content as always. I appreciate that, Israel Gaming. Definitely putting in some work on this channel lately, trying to make some good videos for everybody to watch. Always trying to keep up with the live streams every Sunday. making good stuff for us to talk about each week. All right, so let's jump out of this Mickey. This was the second one. Which one was this? It was World of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. So we had the Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. This is World of Illusion. All right, so moving on here, Shining Force. This was a RPG game, if I remember right, made in '93. So see how it says one player and it's got that sword with that shield? That indicates that it's an RPG game. So like Mickey of Illusion, it's got the 1 to 2 player with like the kind of bomb looking thing going off. That's side scroller, I think. Or maybe that stands for something else because Streets of Rage was on there. Yeah, I guess it does mean side scroller. This is a shooting game, so see how it has like a shooting icon. So they do put them into categories for us. Let's check out Shining Force. Racing and fun game. There was a Mickey Mouse game for the Super Nintendo that was written good. The one I remember most of those Disney games from back in the day, and I'd mentioned it earlier in the stream, was that NES game where it was Magic Kingdom. And that game I really liked a lot growing up. But then as I got a little older, when I was playing the 16-bit stuff, I never really played the Disney games on the 16-bit systems. So this one we won't play for very long, guys. We're probably only going to play this for a few minutes just so you guys can see what it's like. This was like their Zelda. There was a Sega CD version of this, I think, too. But yeah, we won't play this much anymore tonight. We'll go into Gunstar Heroes. So this is a shooting game, run and gun. Now you can see we're getting into the more modern Sega Genesis games. You can tell by the Sega logo when it comes on. They switched to that newer looking Sega logo. I guess that started around '93. So I got a fixed shot and a free shot. What am I doing here? Okay, I guess if you fall, he just keeps jumping back up until you get on the ledge. Very simple game. You're just keeping up with the stage here. It's like an elevator. It's moving pretty fast. You gotta be jumping a lot. This is definitely like an arcade style game. You can see how quick, you can't spend much time shooting these guys because you got to keep moving. Or get as high as you can before you start shooting them. Oh man, I'm just gonna not even worry about them. Just keep going. Man, that's tough. Phantasy Star 2, Zelda 1 and 2. Okay. I know the first couple of Zeldas weren't that great, so I'll give you that. Zelda didn't really start being my favorite game until Link to the Past. This is where I gotta really move. And it's like you don't even have time to kill the people. Okay, now I'm on the ship. I don't have to do that anymore. Okay. Oh, those are bombs. Okay. Okay, and I can shoot up. Okay. Yeah, this is a fun game. Oh, Retro Troll. That World of Illusion game was gorgeous pixel art, slow-paced, typical Mickey Mouse platformer. How come you didn't like it? Just not liking it. I was playing Sonic and 1 and 2, and I just love how quick Sonic 1 and 2 is. And that Mickey, I don't like the pace of it. I guess that's how I'd put it. All right, so that one's fun, guys. Like this game a lot. It's a good, like, arcade style game. That was Gunstar Heroes. Now we're going to Shinobi 3, Return of the Ninja Master. So now we're getting into that box art, which I guess started in '93, where it was red. We know Shinobi well from Arcade 1-Up. They had Shinobi on that, which cabinet was that we got Shinobi on? Golden Axe. It was one of the 4 games on Golden Axe. Tricks to get them before they get you. The ninja stars are hard to avoid. He's just blocking my shots. There you go. All right, so that's when he's open for attack, is right after he attacks me. This is a pretty good game though. I'm liking it. I like the little waterfalls in the background too. It gives you that kind of 3D look to it. Shinobi was made by Sega. I think this was an in-house game. That's probably why it plays good. This was Assassin's Creed before Assassin's Creed. All right, you got hardly any life. This must be the boss. Got one more life left, right? Yeah, so I'll get one more chance at him here. Woo! Gotta definitely be ready for that. Oh, can't get over him. He's coming. Oh no, I'm out of ninja stars? Or not throwing knives? Man, if I don't, he's gonna get me. Yep. I had a special move, it looked like I had that lightning bolt, never used it. Let's see, Israel Gaming says, I played the Shinobi last week, no lie, LOL, love this game. Yep, Fantasia was cool too. Shinobi was on the Sega Master System. Revenge of Shinobi was on the Sega Genesis as an early title. Thanks for clearing that up, Jason. I probably would have allowed the comment from Retro Troll. If people want to state their opinion, they can state it. I'm not, it doesn't bother me one way or another. I'll admit it, I'm not very good at these games. I don't play a ton of these. You know, it's like this, I just picked this up. I haven't picked this up in over 4 years. So it's not like I get a ton of time playing these games either. All right, so Street Fighter 2, we'll just show it. I don't have the 6-button controller plugged in right now. What I could do is go grab it real quick though, to show it to you guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab my 6-button controller for Street Fighter. All right, so this 6-button controller, pop that Game Genie out, Biggie D. So this is the 6-button controller I bought for this Sega Mini 1. Bought this for the Sega Mini 1 before the Sega Mini 2 even came out. So what was interesting, the Mini 1 came with 2 controllers, 2 3-button controllers. The Sega Mini 2 only came with 1 6-button controller. So since I got this extra one, I have 2 6-button controllers now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unplug the 3-button, plug in the 6-button, and we're gonna see mid-game if I can do that. Yep, it worked. So let's see how good I am at Street Fighter on the Sega Genesis. Sagat is always my guy. Always go for Sagat. All right. Okay, so I remember this. So on this 6-button controller, there is a button on the upper right here. It's a menu button. And every time I'm playing Street Fighter, I always hit that dang button. So I can still pull off the moves and everything on this Sega version, Genesis. Hey, Gamer Fridge, what's up? Good to see ya. Yeah, I'm still up. I'm gonna play for another hour tonight. It's 10:50 here, and I planned on playing till midnight. I said I was gonna start at 9:30. I ended up starting at 8:30. So I'm gonna be playing for a while tonight. I'm gonna start doing this every Tuesday night. We're just gonna do late night gaming because I don't have to be at work until 3:30. And normally on Wednesday mornings I'll get up and I'll go hiking, but it's been so dang hot here in Phoenix, I haven't been doing that. So I'm just gonna start staying up late and gaming till I get tired. Almost 2 on the East Coast. Wow, it's getting late. But yeah, like I'll have to work tomorrow night until midnight. So I don't really want to be getting up too early. I kind of want to sleep in a little bit. This is the only day of the week that I work late is on Wednesdays. And when I first started taking this shift, I would get so tired around like 11 p.m. at night. So now I got to stay up late on Tuesday nights, sleep in so that don't happen. And like last Wednesday, I had to work till 1:30 in the morning because I got a call. I do IT, I help people with their computers. And I got a call at 11:50 at night, 10 minutes before my shift ended. And I ended up staying on the phone with them till 1:30 in the morning Wednesday night, Thursday morning. But yeah, you can see I'm playing pretty well on Street Fighter here on the Sega Genesis. You can see how this one's a little bit different than like the Super Nintendo version. Just the colors are a little bit different. It's pretty cool to see that, the different versions. I feel like the sound's a little different on this Genesis version too. Arcades never sleep. Yeah, when I get my best game time in, it's normally in the middle of the night like this, as late as it can be. That's when I seem to, you know, not have any distractions and I can just enjoy the games. Also, it's hard for me to really get into games when it's light outside and you have light coming through the windows. But at night, you can get more sucked into the game. All right, so Landstalker is our next on the list, and we still got 3 more rows of games. So we've gone a little more than halfway. They just get burn in. All right, Landstalker, The Treasures of King Noel, made in '93. This looks like it's going to be another RPG style game. Now that I've switched over to this 6-button controller, I think I'm going to stick with it now. I'm not actually playing right now. It's doing all this for me. This is like the intro for it. I'm gonna go grab a drink. I'll be right back. Got my Coke Zero. These cans are not the Marvel cans though, that I've been wanting to collect. Sega Genesis has muffled sound. It must be because the mic I'm using, I'm not actually capturing the audio for the stream. I've got that muted. I'm capturing the audio through my DJI mic. Jason's saying there were multiple revisions of the sound chip. There are difference of opinion on which one is best. Most go with whatever one they had personally. Didn't know that. Didn't know there were different sound chips. How do I get going in this game? Like, I haven't even started yet. Like, I'm too OCD or like too ADD, I guess, for this game, because I can't sit here and read all this. Come on. Israel Gaming says, I can't find the Marvel Coke cans either, shaking my head. It's like people know it's a collectible. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Every time I get the Marvel cans, I like to see which character I get because they have a bunch of them. Jason's really smart. I remember the audio was not stereo unless you used the headphone jack and used a special cable to your TV or audio system. Interesting. All right, come on, game. Let's get to some gameplay, finally. Maybe it's this controller. Let me try plugging the 3 button in. That's what it was, guys. For whatever reason, the 6 button controller, it was working with Street Fighter, but it's not working with this game. Interesting. So this is, for an RPG, I'm liking this so far. I like opening chests for gold. I like that he's got a sword. He's got big feet, like over proportioned feet. I don't know if I need that box or not, but I just put it up there, and now I can't get up there. Okay. Oh, I need to use it to get up. Got it. Found livestock. That's interesting how the 6-button controller wasn't working with this game. I wonder if I could only use the 6 button on the fighting games on this Genesis 1. So it's like it won't let me jump off this. All I can do is ride it. See. Gamer Fridge is saying the sports games were good on Sega. We were talking about that earlier, how they had the better sports games. And we didn't get any sports games on these minis. There's a Sega boxing game he played a lot, Gamer Fridge is saying. And Ray's saying for some reason he lost interest when the Xbox One came out. Yeah, this is a game I could see playing. The thing I would say I don't like though, and why it would be difficult for me to play this game all the way through, is this D-pad. It's like I'm missing out on an analog stick with a game like this. I feel like it needs one. But it looks like it's a good game. Like, I like the little world they've made here. All right, well, I'm gonna come back to that one. It is fun though. PlayStation was a game changer, Gamer Fridge, absolutely. Whenever I got my PS1, man, that was a big time for me as a gamer. But you know, we had systems leading up to that too. Like I remember the Saturn being a really great game system. And was the Dreamcast? Dreamcast came right after PlayStation. All right, so Sonic Spinball. We're playing a lot of pinball right now, virtual pinball on these at-games machines. Well, where it all started was virtual pinball started in Sega Genesis, Sonic Spinball. And I had this game. This was one of the games. I got a Genesis like towards the end of its lifespan, and this was one of the games I got for it. So those are your flippers. A is a flipper and C is a flipper. And B is jump. This actually was not a very good game. But I liked it. They need to make, Zen needs to make some Sega pinball games. Or if Sega's not gonna let Zen do it, Sega should make their own. I think I remember why I had this game. I had this game because it was cheap. I remember we got a good deal on it. And this was around the time Sonic 3, like Sonic and Knuckles was coming out. And I never got that game. I got this game. So A is the left flipper, B is the right flipper, and C is both flippers. Come on. It's almost like you should just press C because it's too hard on one hand to do the left and right flipper. So that's probably why they do the double. No. Steps is here. I love the deals. Jason says if the SNES Sony collaboration worked out with the CD-ROM attachment for the SNES, the PS1 was going to be a new Nintendo console follow-up with a built-in CD drive. I didn't know that. Man, you're full of information, Jason. You know it all. Step says Sonic Spinball is great, but Devil's Crush on the TurboGrafx 16 is the best. Sonic Spinball came with it at one point. I didn't know that. NES had Pinball too, but it was awful. I downloaded on my PS Classic some pinball games. Man, they were horrible. But I have some on my PS2. We're going to have to do some PS2 emulation soon. They actually had some decent virtual pinball on the PS2. Israel Gaming says he remembers when the first Xbox came out, shaking my head. It was his dad's, and he's a great gaming office, LOL, telling me and my brothers that we have our own gaming system and to go play it. That Xbox at the time was the newest console out. I remember when the first Xbox came out, I didn't have one, my friend had one, and we would all go over to his house and play Halo. And then we had like another friend that had one, and they came over and we hooked the Xboxes up and we were playing 8-person Halo. I remember that. That was crazy. All right, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Never played this on the Genesis, but when I got my Genesis Mini, I got sucked into this game. It's really fun. So you can see some saves here where I've gotten pretty far. Let's see how far I was on some of these. Stage 5. A lot like Tetris or Dr. Mario. It's a fun game. You got to really concentrate on this. I'm pretty far along stage 5. It's moving pretty fast. I'm gonna lose. Step says, I went to the Wolverine Deadpool movie late. Oh, that's cool. How did you like it? I've still got to get to the theater and see it. I want to see the new Aliens too. They just came out. I was wanting to see the Borderlands, but the reviews were so dang bad on it, I decided against it. Gamer Fridge says Dead to Rights was his jam on the original Xbox. Columns or Dr. Eggman's Mean Bean? Super Columns on the Game Gear is a fun puzzle game you can swap. Good movie, very much an ADHD movie. But yeah, this is a good one. This is one like I just like to play. Like I'll have it, you know, I work in IT where I might have a minute or two downtime and have this playing while I'm working, and I'll play this game. I remember doing that a lot. All right, Eternal Champions. Now this version of Eternal Champions isn't very good. Actually, this one's pretty bad. But the Sega CD had one, and it was amazing. And I have it on my iArcade, and I play it a lot. But they were trying to make something that could compete with Mortal Kombat. And I thought they did a pretty good job with this. It just never made it. I think the best part about these games were like the stages and like the backgrounds, everything going on. They're very detailed in all the backgrounds. And this was just kind of like the first one they made. But if you play the second one, the one for Sega CD, it was really good. This would be one of those games I would need a 6-button controller for. See, like even on this stage, it's like it looks like they were burning a witch right there, and then they're about to chop that guy's head off in the background. Just stuff like that. Flamin' Balls. See, my second iArcade that I have now, its monitor is fine. So I don't see a need to replace it. I'm interested to know, because I've been hearing that on that video I made about the iArcade and the replacement on my screen. A lot of people are commenting that their screens are perfect on their iArcades. And I'm wondering, is the screen you have on that second iArcade that's perfect, Steps, is that a BOE screen? Or is that a TN monitor? Jason's saying there were slightly better TN monitors, but they don't hold a candle to the IPS and the black levels of the BSA upgrade. That's what I thought, is that this is a BOE IPS, and even if it does look better on some of the iArcades, I don't think it's gonna look as good as these monitors do. I mean, these monitors look perfect. Like I'm seeing detail in a lot of the games now that I never saw before. Now that I have this new screen, and like I'm already, like I played that iArcade, that stinking iArcade for like 6 hours yesterday, just playing through all the games on my iArcade just to see how much better they look now. We're gonna do a stream soon, and I'll have like a camera on it, and hopefully you guys can see that coming through the camera, how much better it looks. This is one game I've been playing on my iArcade, Castlevania's Bloodlines. This is an amazing Castlevania game. Step says, no, it's a TN, but it's way better than the first one. Okay, I still think you could get better quality with that upgrade, but that's good that your screen looks better than mine. Mine looked really bad in certain angles. And even when you were on a good angle, the colors weren't as good as what I'm getting on this new screen. Jason said, I've actually seen the perfect ones specifically. They are indeed better, but they still aren't remotely the same in viewing angles as an IPS. I was happy to hear what I got was an IPS, because I didn't even know it was, but I'm glad it is. Yeah, color, vibrancy, black levels, that's where you're really gonna see it. And I would, Steps, and this is no FOMO, I would get one while you can. because Buy Stuff was telling me they don't have much markup at all on those screens. They're not making hardly any money on them, and there's no telling when they're going to sell out. And if they do sell out, I don't know, how quickly they're going to get them back in stock. So I would definitely pick one up if you can. It says BOE is better, but I don't see a need to upgrade, is what I'm saying. Yeah, if you don't see a need in upgrading, don't do it. But I would if you want one. If you can get Glenn's switcher, you're going to want to replace it. Yeah, and that reminds me, 2 steps. You have Glenn's control panel, don't you? You have to remind me, do you have Glenn's control panel? If you do, I would get the new screen for it to go along with it. Not sure why I would need Glenn's switcher, because I can load everything on my arcade as it is. That's how I feel. I'm not going to get the switcher. Not until they make it more like easier for us to use it. I want to see more people using it and streaming it and enjoying it before I go with it. Gamer Fridge says screen mode gets messed up with HDMI. All right, Castlevania Bloodlines. Fantastic version of Castlevania. Looks like I've been playing this a lot. I don't even know what stage is the farthest here. We'll just go through them and see. So here I have 39,300 points. $22,900. $10,700. $34,100. So I think that's where I am the farthest right there. 34,100, right? No, here, 39,300. Okay. Jason says, if you're fine with the iArcade interface and the Rock chipset as is, stay where you are. If you want the new GUI, more emulators, more configuration of emulator options, go Viper. See, I don't know if I need more emulators or things like that. The only thing I feel like I'm missing currently right now is when I play trackball and spinner games, I have to load configuration files to play those games. That can get kind of annoying. And I still don't fully understand the configuration files. Like, I was able to get all the light gun games working with those config files, but then I went to try to go do that again like a few months later, and it's like I've forgotten how I did that. And I'm not on Discord like a lot of you guys are, so I'm not up to date on how all this stuff works. Gamer Fridge says he's waiting for his switcher, so he'll make some videos. So like if Gamer Fridge makes some videos and I really like what I'm seeing with him and him playing it, then I'll get it. But I don't like to be the first person to get this stuff. I like to see other people mess with it first, make sure it's something I can enjoy and it's not too difficult. Step says if the Viper board had a lot of power and can run like Time Crisis Arcade correctly, maybe it would be worth it, but from what I've seen, it runs PlayStation version. Okay. Talking about shooting games though, and driving games, like I was watching I know you were watching 2 Steps, but P-Dubs had a stream Monday, and they were showing off like those new steering wheel attachments. That is something I'm really interested in, because like if that steering wheel attachment works with the iArcade, my ALU, that's going to be worth getting. So I'm really far along here and I only have 1 life left. So let's give that another shot. It's starting to come back to me. Something about these Castlevania games, they just, like today, they're more appealing to me now in 2024 than they were back then. I gotta get these guys, because they're gonna kill me. Man, there's 3 of them now? Alright. But they just keep on coming. Israel Gaming says, Biggie D, the stream looks so awesome on my Intech Gaming Marvel Superheroes cab mod. Oh, the stream looks so awesome on his Intech Gaming Marvel Superheroes cab mod. You're watching it on the Arcade 1UP. That's awesome. I think that's what I read. Jason said, well, it's not PC level, but it is 3566, which is quite good. Glenn will also have a CPU upgrade available to bring it up the power of the ALU 4K and the ALU 3588. That's cool. I didn't know. I knew he was eventually going to do that, but I didn't know it was going to be to the power of a ALP 4K. That's pretty cool. That's what I think AtGames needs to do. They need to have like a upgrade kit for their board to make it a little more powerful. Contra Hard Corps. Step says, yeah, I don't see a need to have both an ALU and an iArcade. I definitely prefer the iArcade. I'm starting to prefer the iArcade now. Now that I have that new screen, I kind of looked over at my ALU this week and I was like, well, I might not play it as much now. And it'll still have use for me though, because I'm using it for pinball. I have the pinball buttons on the Legends Ultimate, which I won't have on the iArcade. So it'll still have a place until I get the 4K pinball. Once I get that, the ALU can leave. And Gamer Fridge is saying the Viper is in between a Pi 4 and a Pi 5. I have a Pi 4 on my Arcade 1UP. And it'll run games like Primal Rage Arcade ROM, but I don't think it can run Killer Instinct. You'll have to correct me. Can a Pi 4 run Killer Instinct Arcade ROM? I couldn't get it to run. So did he add more power to the Viper than the one originally tested then? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question, Steps, but I'm sure Jason can answer. So these games were very popular on the NES, right? I remember playing Contra very, very well on the NES, but I don't remember playing it too much after that. Still trying to get used to the controls on this. Let's try that again. Try a different character here. Such a small character, it's like it's hard to see him. He's like a midget. He died quick. Guess you just gotta slow down and kill everybody before you can keep going. Alright, that's a tough game. This version of Contra is too much, Steph says. That's what I'm feeling. Gamer Fridge says, yeah, KI is hard to emulate. I was amazed that Arcade 1UP was able to do it on their board. Plays pretty good. I know Code Mystics had a big part in that. MAME 140 has a decent support for KI. Fightcade doesn't even have a KI. Well, it has the SNES version, I think. Bobby Vood was testing Batacera, wasn't he? Not iArcade. And Gamer Fridge says he plays the Street Fighter versus X-Men on his iArcade. I have this on my iArcade. Earthworm Jim. I think it's the Sega version. I have Earthworm Jim 1 and 2 on my iArcade. And a lot of these games that I have on the iArcade play very well. Like this game here may play better on the iArcade than it does on this Genesis. Get off me, bird. Jeez. Arcade is built and optimized for the rock ship specifically. I need something that plays PS2 games. Same thing, Gamer Fridge. I've been emulating a lot of PS2 on my laptop the last few weeks. I'm having a ton of fun with PS2 games. Evidently, they're really hard to emulate, but they're getting better at it. Like, I tried emulating PS2 games a few years ago. Even on my gaming PC with a graphics card, it was having trouble. But now I can stream it on a cheap laptop, like a laptop I paid $300 for, and it plays the PS2 games great. They've gotten way better at emulation. Off topic, Israel says, quick question, Biggie D in chat. Favorite cereal, ready, set, go. His is Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Earthworm Jim was amazing to play. Favorite cereal right now, today in 2024, is Frosted Mini Wheats. But I would say growing up, my favorite was Captain Crunch. I can't eat Captain Crunch today, though. It's too bad for you. All right, I don't even know what I'm doing on this game. I guess I'm just trying not to get picked up by this robot. Kind of has a feeling of Sonic a little bit, how fast it's moving. But I have no clue what I'm doing here. So my head will move and I've got to jump. This is a weird game. There we go, I beat him. All right, so let's see who everyone's favorite cereal is and who likes what. Gamer Fridge wants Golden Grams. Jason, he's been eating Cheerios recently. Apple, cinnamon, honey. I eat a lot of Cheerios too. I actually have Cheerios in my cabinet right now. I've got Honey Nut. Because they're always cheap. They're like $2 for like a box. So I always grab those too. But I always get Frosted Mini Wheats also. As a kid, all the horrible licensed character stuff, LOL. Gotta watch sugar nowadays. Yeah, that's how I am. I would get Captain Crunch and I'd eat it every day if I could. Corn Pops with the silver bag, I forgot about those. And Jason saying, when Mr. T told me he pities the fool who don't eat his cereal, it was all downhill from there. I pity the fool. Jason says that was just someone hiding their stash. Cheerios is always good, and what kind of Cheerios? The crunchy puffs. So for me, I've always liked the Honey Nut Cheerios, but I can also eat the regular Cheerios. And I don't like any of the others. Like Jason was talking about the cinnamon, the apple cinnamon. I don't ever get those. And then they have the multigrain, but the multigrain actually has more sugar than the others, the other Cheerios. All right, so Mega Man, the Willy World Wars. This is a good one. Can't speak. Mega Man, the Willy Wars. So I just loaded up Mega Man on my iArcade, the arcade ROM. And having a lot of fun with that with the new screen. It looks really good. And I also want to play that arcade ROM some more because we're about to have it on the Evercade Alpha. So this has Mega Man 1, 2, and 3. Like, it was like a collection of Mega Man games. Because I guess these all came out on NES originally. Ah. I used to love the graphics and the colors in Mega Man. Like on the NES, it was mind-blowing. So if you want to get your Mega Man, you've got that on this system as well. Phantasy Star. All right, we're getting towards the end, guys. We've got 9 games left. Phantasy Star, 1995. RPG. Well, I know what I'm eating tonight before bed. I'll probably eat some cereal too, guys. Because I won't have time to make anything. I'll probably eat some cereal and go to bed. So this is just an RPG. Kind of see what it looks like. So we'll jump out of this. We'll spend our last 20 minutes tonight just playing games that are entertaining here. But I'll still open these other ones just so you can see what they look like. Beyond Oasis is another RPG. So quite a number of RPGs on the Sega Mini 1. Phantasy Star is a lengthy RPG. Phantasy Star 2 was $80 in 1989. Wow. What about Beyond Oasis in 95? $80, that's crazy. That's expensive for back then. No wonder our parents didn't buy us all the games that we wanted. This is pretty cool. Looks good. He's slapping me. $205 adjusted for inflation. That's crazy. Games were expensive back then. It was like all brand new, you know? They're new stuff. Now it's like gaming is totally different now. It's so oversaturated with games and systems, and there's too much competition out there now. They can't charge those kind of prices. Right, so this is The Last Crusader, made in 95. Looks like another RPG. If you want to play RPGs from the early 90s, this is definitely the system to get. Gamer Fridge says he paid $70 for Madden for the SNES back in the day. I didn't really get into Madden until, when was that? Was there an NCAA football game for the Genesis? Because I think I remember having an NCAA football game for the Genesis. Did you know a prototype of the game Wipeout was in the movie Hackers? I did not know that. But I love that movie, Hackers. I hadn't seen that in so long. That had Angelina Jolie in it, didn't it? Phantasy Star for the Sega Master System had a price of $70-80 in December of 1987. So you can see this, another RPG, kind of similar to what we just saw on that other one. Let's go back to main menu. Comic Zone. I just loaded this game, Comic Zone, onto my iArcade. And it looks and plays amazing on the iArcade. This was one of the last games I made on the Genesis. It's like a comic book. So, Comic Zone, good game. Vector Man. So this was definitely towards the tail end of the Sega Genesis, for sure. Turn a fan on here. You could see it in the graphics. They were definitely trying to compete with like the Super Nintendo. You know, the Super Nintendo had Rare. They had Donkey Kong. They had Killer Instinct, all that stuff. And they were trying to compete with that. With this one. Pretty incredible they were able to do this on this system though. Like you see those flags moving and stuff. Pretty high-end graphics for the Genesis. But you can definitely see the style they were using. They was trying to compete with Rare and what they were doing. Israel Gaming says, wish there was a follow-up to the series Comic Zone, or a remake would have been awesome. Gamer Fridge says, ever play the Batman on C64? It looked like a comic book too. I've never played the C64 games at all. Maybe I should go check those out. And Jason says, I ran a ratioed BBS at that time and games would be dumped on my floppy drives, LOL. Oh, the floppy drives, I remember those. Duck, Biggie D. All right, so that's Vector Man. Now, Virtua Fighter is one of my favorites, but not this version. If I'm gonna play Virtua Fighter, I'd wanna play the 32X version or like the Sega CD. Those versions were much better. But this game looks pretty good for a Genesis game. You're gonna see how it It's more 2D, not 3D. We were playing that PlayStation Classic last Wednesday, and I had 32X games on that, and we were playing Virtual Fighter on that, and you could see how much better it looked. Oh, Mickey's back. He says, wow, I just found out you can play Nintendo games on the Switch with the online. Yeah, if you have that Switch Online service, they have, what is it, Game Boy Advance, NES, SNES. If you get the Power Pack or whatever it is, you get N64. And Gamer Fridge is talking about how he loved his 32X. Yeah, I've been playing those 32X games on my PlayStation Classic, and those are great. They didn't make enough games for it. Israel Gaming says, fun fact, Biggie D, do you remember when Vector Man was released? There was a $25,000 prize for beating the game first, I believe. Oh, wow. Jason saying, fun 3-hour stream, enjoy the memories. Yeah, we've been going now for 3 hours and 15 minutes according to my OBS. We got about 10 more minutes and then I'll call it a night. We were off to a rough start tonight. I did not get my stuff ready in time. I didn't have my intro video playing. I had my mic muted. And it took me a minute to get going. All right, so this is another side-scrolling. Looks like it was kind of thrown in. I think this is one of the games they put in at the very end. Like they added a few additional games right before it released. Or maybe that was the Mini 2 that they did that way. Looks like I'm just collecting whatever this is. All right, we'll jump out of that. And what game was this? That was Monster World 4. All right, Darius. Release date 2019 by Taito. So it looks like it originally came out in '86, and then they, I guess, made this for the Sega Genesis Mini. So it's got a date of 2019 on it. Plays really good. Controls are real tight on this game. Definitely an R-Type style game. Let's give that another shot. Man, you gotta watch them. They sneak up behind you there. Ah, got pretty far though. I have not hacked my Sega Mini VC. I did hack my PlayStation Classic and I streamed that last week. And I've got NES, SNES, 32X, all that on there. And I pretty much make that my hacked Mini. I left this one stock and I left my Sega Mini 2 stock. There's just enough games on this that I don't feel like I need to hack it. We've been playing this for over 3 hours and just kind of going over each game with everyone. We're now to the end. We're at our very last title here, Tetris. And I remember Tetris was, I think both this Darius and Tetris were thrown in right before they released it. Like basically they announced all the games up until these last two. And then like right before it released, they said, we're giving you Tetris and Darius. Jason said there was 150,000 in jewel encrusted prizes, including a sword prize at 50,000 offered for the Atari 2600 game Sword Quest if you solved it, but they never completed the contest. Very cool. And VC says LMAO, I have all mine hacked except for the PS1 Mini. Okay, so all the ones that I didn't hack, you've hacked, and then the one I hacked, you didn't hack. I hear it's much easier to do. It is. Like whenever I hacked it originally back in 2019, it was very, very difficult. But today, in modern times, in 2024, it is very simple to hack. Very, very simple. The builds are all online for you, and they pretty much make it super easy now, where you just add the game, and then it does all the artwork and the description and all that for you. I don't know how it does that. The build must have all that stored because there's only so many games. So they must have that stored on the thumb drive already, because it's not connected to the internet, but it's automatically downloading the artwork and the descriptions for you on the PlayStation Classic with RetroArch now and BleemSync. Classic Tetris. I just put this Classic Tetris on my iArcade. I was playing it yesterday. I love Tetris. I don't know if I would like this version though, if like I was trying to play competitively. The Super Nintendo, or it was the Nintendo version of Tetris was perfect. And the Game Boy version, but I don't enjoy like the new Tetrises, the ones with all the extra games and mini games and stuff. I just like the plain old regular Tetris. This is the one where the backgrounds change as you change stages. So like I'm on level 1 here, and the background should change. There it goes. I'm not doing very good here. Well, I'm not going to make you guys watch me play Tetris, because that can be boring to watch, I bet. Unless you're like a professional Tetris player. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap up the stream. We went through every game, and we're finishing at the exact time I wanted to finish at, which was midnight. So that's perfect. But again, this was done by release date. So we started with Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle. You know what? We started at Thunder Force 3, now that I think about it. We skipped this line of games here. Alex Kidd, Altered Beast, Space Harrier, Ghouls and Ghosts, Golden Axe, and Columns. But we're arcade lovers, arcade enthusiasts, so we know Golden Axe very well. We know Ghouls and Ghosts very well. Space Harrier was on the iArcade. Altered Beast, we know very well. Columns we were talking about earlier. This is a lot like that Dr. Robotnik Mean Bean Machine puzzle game. And then this Alex Kidd, I guess we can load this up real quick. Since this is the oldest game on the Genesis Mini, and we'll finish up with this game. Israel Gaming says, yeah, you can play Doom on a potato. Mickey saying, night, Biggie. You skipped a lot. You're the man. I appreciate it. So this is the oldest game on the Mini right here. Alex Kidd. Beat me at the game and I'll give you a gift, $50. Will you bet your life? Sure. Pick paper, rock, or scissors. Before the music stops. Ready. Scissors. I won! Here, take that. Take it, you thief. All right. Cool game. So that is the Sega Genesis Mini 2. We're going to be moving on to the Sega Mini 2 next week, which is the sequel to this system. And it has Sega CD games on it. So that'll be interesting. But a lot of fun. Glad you guys joined me tonight. This has been a good time. Say bye to everyone. Oh, Arcade Talk just joined us. He's saying, hey, Biggie. Hello, everyone. Good to see ya. And then Jason's saying the Sega Genesis launched with Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle, Altered Beast, Last Battle, Space Harrier 2, Thunder Force 2, Tommy Lasorda, Baseball. VC says, appreciate the live stream, sir. Keep repping Arizona. Sure will, VC. Thanks for joining us tonight. Good seeing you in the chat. Good seeing everyone. Mickey, Jason, Israel Gaming, everybody who's hung out tonight. Gamer Fridge, Steps Gaming, Ray, good to see you. Glad you made it into the chat tonight. And let's see, Tony C, was good to see you earlier. Evil Genius, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to do this again, another late night stream like this next Wednesday. We're going to be doing the Sega Mini 2, going through that system together. And Jason's saying he can't sleep, messed up schedule. Well, hopefully you get some rest tonight. And I'll talk with you guys soon. Thanks for joining me. I'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.